So I just watched the animated Grinch movie that they recently did with Benedict Cumberbatch doing an American accent. Here's what I have learned. Yes, I did make a list. Here's what I have learned. First, his name is Grinch. He's not the Grinch. His name is Grinch. In this movie, there are 223 houses in Whoville, and technology is wacky but cool. The Whoville people did not immediately start singing when they woke up and all their stuff was gone because they were shocked and sad. They weren't automatically up and singing. They had to decide as a group to sing together, even if there was no stuff. The Grinch is going to dump everything off the cliff. The Grinch has an impressive tolerance to the cold and crazy leg strength to hold all the Who's, like everything that the Who's had for Christmas. The Grinch is in fact 53, and his hair is graying, and he uses green dye and he gets embarrassed about it. Cindy Lou Who has a mom with two baby twin boys and a job at a doctor's office at night, and during the day she's caring for her kids or leaving a babysitter, and is doing all of this on her own, which is impressive. But I agree with Cindy in that I would have wanted to ask Santa to help her too. Grinch likes messing with the Who's because clearly it's very easy. The Grinch has a fear of crowds, like I do. That scene where he was in the middle of the holiday tree line was too relatable for me. I don't blame the Grinch for hating the Who feasts, because I can say from experience, some orphanages do not feed the kids well. I remember being disgusted by large meals as a kid too, like even after I was adopted. And the thing is that the Grinch stayed on his own for so long, he never got used to like something like that. This also explains the food hoarding from the opening scene, something associated with people who were orphans or adopted. Cindy Lou Who is the most Whoville girl ever because her motivation for all things is caring about everyone, and she even convinced some young juvenile friends to help her, and they don't even know why, though she had no patience for Grouper's fake Santa act. The Grinch might be neurodivergent. The sensitivity to bright lights and sounds and the warped sense of empathy and also the random talent for making things. It's a stereotype, but it's not possible. He's not good with being touched and is likely touch starved. The Grinch's infamous scent is actually from a spicy mold spray can that he uses every morning, and he puts on pants that are green and fluffy like him. Cindy Lou Who could rival Ted Whitkins from the Lorax for moving through people's homes and jumping on rooftops. Despite not liking some music, like Christmas music, which I can understand, the Grinch likes playing the organ. The Grinch can lose to a dog when trying to play chess, but he can rob an entire city. If the Grinch ran away from Whoville as a child and has mostly kept to himself since then, it makes sense he's rude to people and cares little for them since he's just not used to being around people. Like, psychologically, this makes sense, I think. The Grinch doesn't understand why people like pudding, but he secretly loves cookies and he likes the look of wrapping paper. Cindy Lou Who has friends, oh my god. The Grinch is more antisocial than mean. Like his whole, Max, stop socializing, to the birds bit. The Grinch will do rude and mean things, but he's not gonna, like, physically harm anyone. The Grinch is more attached to Max than he'll like to admit. Like, he has no other company in the shows. The whole Fred bit tells me the Grinch has a soft spot for animals. Like, he even smiled when Fred licked him awake, and his small smile when Fred and Max cuddled with him in bed. The Grinch gets disgusted by what he perceives as greed. This was said by the narrator during the Christmas stealing scene and during his recon of the Whoville numbers. Can't we just acknowledge he put a helmet on Max like the original Grinch would never? The Christmas stealing scene might have been one big manic episode, and I mean that like 75% as a joke. Despite being a grouch and pushing his platitude of an unfeeling jerk, the Grinch is definitely low-key a dork and low-key a nerd, if nothing else. Like, he made some of those gadgets and turned a decoration sled into a real working sled with multiple working features that he added on his own. Like, that takes creativity. The Grinch is, in fact, a Who that was seemingly born in Whoville, and he's the only green Who. And I worry he was put in the orphanage for coming out green. Like, he's Elphaba Thropp from Wicked. I kid you not. To kindness and love, the things we need most was the perfect ending.